So, the Raiders have traded wide receiver Davante Adams to no other than the New York Jets to pair up with, beside Garrett Wilson, and to go back to his lifelong butt buddy, Aaron Rodgers. I wish these two freaking pansies would have just stayed over there in Green Bay and made it work. So sick of it. Well, I guess it had to be a youth movement over there, but I'm so sick and tired of this LeBron Jamesism that's going on over here in the NFL. Let me go to a good team already. I need more. Don't get me going. All right, I'll talk about that later. But we can't go without saying that Amari Cooper also got traded to the Buffalo Funkadelic Bills. Insider. So, hey, man, there's a lot of moving around. Hey, oh no, we can't forget about old Texas moving Mr. Cam Akers and sending over there to Minnesota. Guess they don't like old boy over there in Minnesota too tough. Hey, man, it's crazy, but they acting like the trading deadlines or something. But a lot of movement going on. Let's get into it. Yeah, man, so welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Hey, man, look, this is going to be, man, a lot of movement. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff be happening in fantasy football, man, week to week. It look like somebody's, this is the main thing. This is the main thing. Things change like that, man, change like the weather. So, there was a lot of things that popped off this week. Some things may be long-term. Some things are very short-term. Some things are just you don't really know about yet. But like I said before in the intro, Davante Adams got traded to the Jets. I ain't finna get into the speculating. I'm sure that'll help the Jets. Look, man, I don't know. The Jets got rid of Salah. They still lost. And who knows? They might go on a run and make a wild card. Who knows? But they better do something soon. And I guess Amari Cooper's going over there to be the number one. I'm happy about that to the Bills. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm happy about it, because in my work league I got Kincaid, which kind of sucked because I wanted an elite tight end in my second choice. And my second choice was the San Fran tight end. But since Kincaid was there, I'd have had Kittle. I think I had Kittle one time before, but he didn't do too well that year. So I was like, let me grab him in the fifth or sixth round. Man, I'd have loved to have Kittle. But it helps. I believe that will help Kincaid when a dominant wide receiver goes there. So, hey, man, how you start is how you finish, You win some and you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day. You think you're a man with that gun in your hand, don't you? I'm a man without it. Oh, man. Man, I don't know how many times I done watched that movie, man. Priceless. Classic ice, if you will. So, hey, look, this is a waiver show, man. We're gonna talk about running backs. We're gonna slide through these positions real quick. I'll drop a little nugget after a couple of the positions, and you'll see when you get there. Hey, but we're just gonna breeze through them real quick, man. First off, we're gonna give you a handful of players from each position, and let's see what you think about them. First off is running back for the Giants, Tyrone Tracy. Okay, look, guys. A high level of vindication, right? You need to have that. I showed you guys when I've been trying to get this guy on my team, on my work league team, because I only got two teams, the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League and my work league, which is the league that, I wouldn't say I truly care about, but a run I really want to win. I don't want to win I don't want to freaking win the Listener League, because I want one of y'all to win it. But I do want to be competitive and make the playoffs. So, but Tyrone Tracy is somebody that I picked him up about a week and a half ago. I'm getting ahead of myself. And we don't know about Denver Singletary. They might, see what, it's always about the youth movement, guys. When the youth come in and they do good, it's kind of hard for them to get that job up. So I like Tyrone Tracy. I think he's more of a long-term answer than a lot of these other guys that's on the list, but we shall see. So he could catch. He was a wide receiver. He was a wide receiver for the majority of his time and stuff in college before, and it was on a small amount of time before he played at running back. So the dude got hands. This first game, he didn't get like no receptions or maybe one or zero or either one. But I was like, man, I was back. I think his wide receiver, his line was at 2.5. Of course, he had 1,000,001 freaking catches. But yeah, I like him, man. He did good this week, man, and I'm glad to have him on my work league. So Tyrone Tracy is number 1 in my opinion. You can move them around. They're not really set in stone. But number 2 is Vidal Sassoon. That's what I'm going to call him now. Vidal Sassoon. You know, like that I think it's like a shampoo, right? Vidal Sassoon? Either way, Kmet Vidal Sassoon, let me tell you something. As you, I couldn't get him in my listening league because somebody had been stashing them for the longest. I don't like these benches are way too deep, so that's gonna change here in the future. But I got him in my work league. See, guys, look, when I say you got to start prophesizing, right? You have to prophesize, and you be like, okay, what's likely to happen? Not saying you're gonna wish something on somebody, but what's likely to happen? You know. And when Gus Edwards went on IR, that should have been a clue right there, saying, hey. Okay, now this guy is number 2. I don't know if a lot of you guys probably didn't know about him. But it's all about the rookies and the dynamic rookies. And a lot of times the rookies take off and they be league winners in the last six month and a half of the season. So you have to be aware of that type of stuff. And just, we all know about J.K. Dobbins. He got a receipt loan worth of injuries. I like him. You know what I'm saying? He had like 27, 28 carries or something like this past week. If he lays it down, it's all Vidal Sassoon. Kmet Vidal, that is. So he had 51 yards and a touchdown, total yards and a touchdown. On his first touch, he went for like a 38-yard touchdown pass. Man, the dude's dynamic, and it's wheels up if anything ever happens to Dobbins. So he ain't no plotter, so you might want to put him on your team. Next up is... Okay, I was going to put him 4, but I'm going to put him 3. And that's Tyler Algier. Now, because he might be on waivers and stuff like that. Some people might be cuffing him still, but he might be on waivers. Because he's not somebody you can start at flex with confidence, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you right now, old boy over there going to miss games, okay? So he's the backup, but old boy going to miss games over there in Atlanta. And when he does, because he's already had, hamstring or groin or something like that, so once he lays it down for a game or 2, possibly 3, man, Tyler Algier going to tear it up. But he's somebody you have to hold and plug for a roster spot. So you got to look, guys, these people that's already kind of nicked up with groins and stuff like that, eventually they're going to miss time. So you have to see them teetering, and then you have to jump on it. Pause as soon as before waivers happen, before they go down. That's how you prophesize these things that you get them. So, boom, somebody go down. I already got him in my hip pocket. And he's going to be a flex next week. All right? So, Tyler Algier will keep it number 3. Isaac Guerendo, man, let me tell you something. He may get the start this week here in week 7, but they play against Kansas City. And Jordan Mason was seen in a non-contact jersey, so he might miss. They talk about, this is a little nugget. I'm gonna mention this in another video. I'm gonna make a whole video about it. You guys know, I believe NFL is just like WWE storylines and all this type of stuff. Sure, you're gonna have injuries because that's part of the game. It's like wrestling. Injuries are in wrestling and everything too. But like I have told you guys, San Francisco will win a Super Bowl with Christian McCaffrey. They will win a Super Bowl by hook or crook. And I've started to think the past couple weeks that I think they put Christian McCaffrey on the shelf on purpose to make sure he lasts the season and they get a championship. Because that's all they're doing is saving. I ain't find all this that happening to my heel, and I got to go see a specialist. Now they're giving a date on when he going to come back. Get the hell out of here. Who you think you trying to fool? You might be able to fool the rest of them sheep out there, but you can't fool Sir Flawless. You can't. I've been in the game too long. I don't walk around here with rose petal sunglasses on, like, oh, my beloved NFL, you'll never lie to me. Grown-ass men believe in this damn stuff. So that's my take on that. I'm going to make a video about that. Get it out of my system. Now, next up is, gosh, I hate even putting this dude on here. And that's Ray Davis. They did old boy wrong. They started the game, Buffalo, they had Ty Johnson start the game. They gave him the veteran nod, gave him the start. He ran for 12 yards on the first run. Man, after that, they gave it to Ray Davis, and Ray Davis just started toting on him. I think that's kind of messed up. You knew you was going to start. You're going to run Ray Davis the rest of the time anyway. But Ray Davis had 20 carries for 97. The dude was running like a monster. He's definitely a solid backup. You know what I'm saying, to the RB1 over there. But the thing is, when you go in that one, baby, you know it's going to Josh. You know it's going to Josh. So to me, he has a cap ceiling. You know, so that's how I feel about him. But he's explosive. You know, I don't know what the deal is. You know, if the RB1 of Buffalo is going to have another missed game, I don't. It was all of a sudden that he didn't have that he didn't play this past week. So we'll end up seeing what happens with that. So I don't think he'll miss that much time. But watch out for Ray Davis. He's an explosive little son of a gun, man. So if you got him, you might want to pick him up. All right. I mean, if you don't have him, or if you got the RB1 for the team, you might want to go ahead and pick him up. You know how I say RB1 for the team? Because sometimes I get that face right on my face, and the name is just, I ain't as sharp as it used to be. I see his face, but so I just call him RB1 for the team. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So now the Ty Chandler news, it was looking like he was actually going to get a start this week, but now they're saying that Cam Akers went over there to the Vikings. Not sure. Cam Akers might not start this week, but they also a word is that Aaron Jones actually was on the field early in the week. So that's kind of diminishing the opportunities for Ty Chandler. You know, Ty Chandler always had that thing with me where I don't think they really trusted him to be, you know, a back like that. And them bringing over Cam Akers really kind of shows that. Because you already know what Cam Akers is a plotter. Now, let me tell you something, guys. I know it's only week 7, all right? But it's preparation time. If you really think about it, right, it's almost halfway to the playoffs, right? Week 7. You know, playoffs start with week 13, week 14, somewhere up in the 14. So you're always halfway to the playoffs. So you need to start thinking about, I hate to say cuffing, but putting these high-value running backs on your freaking team. I don't really see a world where it's going to be high-value wide receivers that are currently out there that can do it like that people don't know about already. But you need to make sure that you have some of these guys a lot. Take a stab at them. Instead of having like 5 freaking wide receivers on your team. I hate when people see that. You know what I'm saying? When, you know, I mean, granted, if you start 3, okay. But sometimes y'all be having plotters on there. And I'd be damned if I want to have somebody over there like Keenan Allen. Sure, he scored this week and all this type of stuff, but he ain't going to have no monster weeks. He ain't going to win you your freaking week. So I would say, look, guys need to put on your bench like Dameon Pierce had a huge game. So if something happens, the old boy again, guess what? He's going to be the RB1 and he's explosive. Jalen Wright, you know what I'm saying, for Miami. Trey Benson for Arizona. Look, old boy over there already nicked up. He's already nicked up. He had issues. He got benched. He fumbled and stuff like that. Look, the youth movement and the opportunity is where it's at. So keep an eye on people like Dameon Pierce, Jalen Wright, and Trey Benson, and those of the like. All right, those are the running backs. Next up are the wide receivers. JuJu Smith-Schuster. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. I looked up and I got him in my word league, too. I can't wait to deploy him this week so I can have some solidification at my wide receiver position. And long as you're attached to long as Kelce Saber-tooth Tiger and long at the 2, they're gonna need that option out there. Not gonna rely on those other guys like that. And he's filling up that void. You know what I'm saying, for number 4, pretty good. He did a great job the past game, and I think it's gonna continue. JuJu is somebody you should look for. He was on the waiver show last week, and maybe the week before there. You got to get JuJu if he's out there. You can't be sleeping on him. If so, maybe pick send off somebody and package somebody, 2 people together you to get JuJu, man. He's going to be somebody that you can play every week. That's what I believe. Next up is Josh Downs. I believe Josh Downs, he's the healthiest receiver on the team. I wish Flacco continues to start and continues to start. I benched him this past week, because he had an injury. And Pittman had an injury. And they was thinking about the other dude that was Richardson was going to come back, and I was at work, and the next thing you know, the games were starting, all that type of stuff. But no, I had Brian Thomas already locked in for the early game, and of course that freaking tight end came back and got 1,001 freaking targets. God, I can't stand Trevor Lawrence. Trash, boy, trash. So JuJu and Josh Downs are number 1 and number 2. Now number 3 is going to be a combo. It's going to be Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Let me tell you something. I don't believe this whole story about Romeo Doubs. Oh, he did this. He still skipped practice and this and that, blah, blah. We're going to fine him or whatever the case may be. Then they come back and give him 2 touchdowns. Look, man, all that storyline BS. Since when do you get rewarded for bad behavior at your job, especially when you're pissing off a billionaire owner and doing what you want to do? I don't buy none of that stuff. I know I ain't got no proof in it, but guess what? People that believe the storylines don't have proof that it's real. It's just common sense. No doghouse and no nothing, huh? Okay, all right, yeah. So Christian Watson and Doubs are probably the most healthiest receivers on the team because Jay Reed got nicked up and Wicks is hurt. So he had a little injury too, so it might be consolidated between those two. So, and the quarterback played well, so keep an eye on Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. But that don't mean the other two is going to definitely be out, but Reed might be there, but I think Wicks is going to miss the game, but I'm unsure. Next up is, let's go long term. So we'll go long term person. We'll put him number 4. Let's go Demario Douglas, man. Demario Douglas is, I believe he's the number one for the Patriots. He has a nice rapport, obviously, with Drake May and the other wide receiver over there. What's that homeboy name? The rookie. He got talked down on by the coach, Jalen Pope. The head coach, what's that linebacker coach name? Gerard Mayo. No, he was the linebacker. The head coach, Gerard Mayo, he got on Pope after the game and called him out. So he might do well in this game, but the number 1 receiver on the team, and that's been getting a nice amount of targets, and obviously it's gonna get in the trust of Drake May is Demario Douglas. So he was supposed to be pop last year. I had him in the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League last year. So he's somebody of value that may be out there, especially in your PPR leagues. And number 5 is Michael Wilson. Yeah, old Marvin Harrison Jr. got a concuss. He got old nice concuss. So it's likely he'll miss this next upcoming game, likely. So it's just going to be basically Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, and Mr. freaking Twiddle Toes out there running around with his 5'3" self. So Michael Wilson should be the number 1 wide receiver outside of Trey McBride, obviously going to get like freaking 13 targets. Moving forward for the next game, coming week 7. So the wide receivers are JuJu, Josh Downs, Christian Watson, and Romeo Doubs is 3. Demario Douglas at number 4, and number 5, Michael Wilson. Now, hey, look, I'm gonna put the list into the description so you guys can see it towards the end as well. So you can easily go back and refer to it. And the tight ends, I'm going to just list them out real quick. It's the same usual suspects except for Evan Engram. I'm putting back up on here. He probably was rostered. People that probably didn't let him go, but in some leagues they may have. Evan Engram, Kmet, man. Kmet was somebody I looked at and that was in my work league. And he was there, and then the guy picked him up. I just couldn't see picking him up and playing him over Kincaid. I'll be honest with you, it's probably a blessing in disguise because they gave me 14 more points, but it would have made me feel like I'd have secured the victory. Even if I'd have had a man over Kincaid, I would have lost by 1, and that would have freaking hurt. Because Breece Hall would have got 1 more point. That would have hurt. I probably wouldn't be making this video right now. I probably just wrote it down and put it on the Facebook page. So Evan Engram, Cole Kmet, Steady Eddie, Zach Ertz, K-Don finally got going. I think got in the end zone. and N.Fant. Those type of guys, it's going to get some volume. They can trust to make sure they don't goose shit. So those are the tight ends, Engram, Kmet, Ertz, Dalton, and N.Fant. All right, let's go to the quarterbacks real quick. Caleb Williams balling. I'm so happy for him. And I remember I said it before, I think I said it a couple videos ago, that what's that boy name? The quarterback for Houston, actually, they was trying to say, oh, you was trying to sun him at when they played a few weekends ago, and he was like, no, I wasn't trying to, trying to big brother him or nothing like that. I was just giving him, encouragement because his time's gonna come. It took me about 4 games before I started clicking and stuff like that last year, so I know his time's gonna come. And sure enough, right around that time, week 5, week 6, when he started picking it up, Caleb Williams is a dog out there, and he's doing great. So I'm happy for him. He got his weapons there, and it's gonna be pretty good. I'm glad because a lot of people saying he was gonna be a bust. Team still kind of sucks, but as long as he do his job as a quarterback, that's what's up. Andy Dalton and Drake May finish out the top 3 as far as quarterbacks that are probably out there on the waiver wire that you can play with confidence. Andy Dalton's always gonna seem like he's always gonna throw, a couple touchdowns, and Drake May is ascending, and he got wheels on him. He can run for about 30 yards, and I like him, man. He got an arm. I'm gonna keep an eye on this dude, man. Cause I'm rooting for him. So with the running backs too, as far as the handcuff running backs I was talking about with high upside, Damian Pierce, Jalen Wright, and Trey Benson. Also forgot to mention Blake Coral. Okay, guys, these starting running backs aren't gonna play all 17 games. Okay, not gonna happen. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, I'm gonna put it down in also pin these the list of these players down in the description and in the comment section too. I'll probably put them in both so you can refer to them. And make sure you like the video. I appreciate it. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, the defenses. I'll add the defenses to that list as well. All right? So, Flawless Fantasy Football, where you hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Look, guys, I need you to have a strong level of conviction. All right? Even if you're wrong, have a strong level of conviction. Straight up. Look, the roster size in my work league, I chose to cut Tank Dell because he wasn't doing nothing. And I had other guys on my team, and I don't like putting a boatload of wide receivers. I still like Tank Dell. I still like Downs over Tank Dell. I still like Xavier Legette over Tank Dell. Because guess what? Eventually, old boy going to come back, and we're going to have the same song and dance again. Like he caught for 100 yards or nothing like that. Sure, he scored like 12, 13, 14 fantasy points or something like that, depending on what your scoring system is. But, hey, man, you got to have a strong level of conviction. You can't have everybody, all right? You can't have everybody. I know you want everybody, but you can't have everybody. Get them waivers in. Let's get to it. I know some people, man, don't be doing no waivers, then they go try to pick off the free agents. Like, no, you're not going to win that way. You got to do waivers. All right, man. Holla at you guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Remember to press like. Holla at your boy. Sir Flawless in the house.